Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I was so excited to come home this year and spend Christmas with each and every one of you and surround myself with people who have loved my videos from the very first moment that I've ever uploaded a video having anything to do with Descendants and Zombies. Because Descendants and Zombies fans are so dedicated to who and what they love. These franchises have really represented us in so many emphatic ways and have created so many wonderful moments that we will never ever forget. That we had the chance to share in our stories about what inspired us to become fans of Descendants and Zombies. I likewise had the opportunity to share my stories with each and every one of you, and you guys saw something special in every video that I've ever uploaded. Thank you so much to wherever you're watching this video, from wherever you hear my voice tonight, and thank you so much for spending the holidays with me, because this is such a huge honor for me, having the chance to talk about your favorite stars, who deserve all the respect in the world and far more credit where credit is due for how far they have come in such a short amount of time. Because when you think about Descendants and Zombies, Descendants and Zombies has really gone on to touch your hearts in so many emphatic ways. And I say this because when you think about a celebrity like Freya Skye has accomplished so much in such a short amount of time. You think about where Freya Skye is going to be and see herself in about 15 years from now. Freya Skye is arguably going to be the next Taylor Swift. And I know that's an argument that could be presented for forever, but I will forever support Freya Skye in that argument of becoming the next Taylor Swift, because of just how much of a huge response and how far she's gone to touch each and every one of our hearts. Because I think from the very first moment we all were introduced to Freya Skye, we felt as if we were a part of something special. You think back to the Worlds Collide tour this past summer and how emotionally overcome and how overwhelmed Freya Skye was, having the chance to experience these moments with each and every one of you performing the single Gold's Gone on the Worlds Collide tour stage. That was a moment that I think Freya Skye wished could have lasted for forever. And I think many of us who experienced it at whatever venue we attended the Worlds Collide tour because of, when we came out of love and support for our favorite Descendants and Zombie stars, that was really a moment that we wish could have lasted for forever. And I give you my word that I'm going to do the best to ensure that these moments do last for forever because of Freya Skye and how much she has gone on to mean to each and every one of your hearts. And with how much she has captivated millions of hearts and touched everybody's heart in so many emphatic ways. Because we each have a different reason why we love Freya Skye so much. And because people have felt very differently about Freya Skye for so many various reasons, I think that she deserves to be celebrated. And I think she deserves more awards and more accolades to be bestowed upon her than ever before. I would love to present the award to Freya Skye for being one of the greatest of all time. I say this because if people like Miley Cyrus can share the stage at the D23 Expo for having become the greatest Disney legend of all time, and definitely the youngest, I think this argument can be presented for Freya Skye because more of a chance deserves to be taken on Freya Skye than ever before. One of the biggest reasons why I wanted to come home this year and surround myself with the people who love my videos so much and spend the holiday season with each and every one of you was because I had the chance to talk about Descendants and Zombies, making 2025 a calendar year that I will never ever forget, regardless of what opportunities comes my way in the future or whatever is presented to me. I will never ever forget the opportunity I had to meet each and every one of you, because the fans of Descendants and Zombies, once you win their hearts, you have won something special. And it is really worth your time to invest in Descendants and Zombies, because so many millions of people try to watch great videos about Descendants and Zombies every night on YouTube, and I wish more YouTube creators would really think about this every time they upload a video about Descendants and Zombies, because all they ever want to see or hear is something nice about their favorite stars, about Kylie, about Ruby, about Freya, because they've undeniably held a special place in each and every one of our hearts for obvious reasons over at least the last 10 years. We've seen so many people come and go into our lives because of Descendants and Zombies have a significant impact on this franchise. For example, I spoke on Sofia Carson's single Chillin' Like a Snowman earlier this morning, and I talked about it because I remember how much of an impact the song Chillin' Like a Villain had on everybody's heart by the time the Descendants 2 soundtrack had dropped. I remember in 2017 when Sofia Carson went to the top of the 100 Billboard chart because of this song, how much of an impact it had on everybody's hearts and everybody's lives, because everybody could relate to that song, because it really defined the character Evie. It really defined what Sofia Carson was really all about and really allowed her to reintroduce herself to so many millions of fans of Descendants and Zombies. There are top 2 or top 3 Descendants characters of all time. Of of course, Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson Cameron voice will forever remain on the top of that list. But I think it had everything to do with how those characters went on to achieve so much variety and how popular they were. And then from out of nowhere, here comes Clarke and Shrell and Malia Baker kind of reintroducing themselves to each and every one of us that we very quickly fell in love with because of how they represented themselves in the Descendants franchise. And I think it had everything to do with the heart and dedication that they brought forth. I mean, Freya Skye was somebody who came from the Next Step, and I knew about Freya because I was a huge fan of the Next Step TV series. I remember watching every episode of the Next Step, and I go all the way back to the premiere of the Next Step and how much popularity it had received early on in its success story, because the Next Step really provided us with an opportunity to become familiarized with new stars that were going to go on to captivate us. Little did we know it was going to showcase a star of the name Freya Skye, who went on to become so popular with so many different age demographics. It just has never been one age demographic that has touched the hearts of people when it came to Freya Skye. It was so many different age demographics that were significantly impacted because of what Freya Skye meant to each and every one of our lives. And then we think about how many awards she's received, how many accolades she's been bestowed upon her, and it has everything to do with every bit of heart and dedication that she brings forth to every performance she's ever given, every opportunity she's had to be a part of franchises like Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, that we were really first introduced to Freya because of. And because of Freya's performance in Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, I think that more people should believe that Zombies 5 is forthcoming, and a more beautiful story than ever before has yet to be experienced, and one that I'm incredibly excited to be a part of in the very near future, because I really do believe that there are so many people out there that try to shut down our hopes and our dreams of ever having seen anything happen for the Zombies franchise. And I have so many predictions to make for the Zombies franchise. And perhaps that has something to do with how I've had a greater appreciation for supernatural lore, because when you think about supernatural lore and a TV series like Supernatural, that series lasted 20 seasons. So because it lasted 20 seasons, a series like Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires just shouldn't have the book closed on it after being reintroduced to new characters who are going to carry on an unforgettable legacy for this franchise and have everything to do with the Zombies franchise after Zed and Addison had held a very special place in every one of our hearts. I think we took something special away from Zed and Addison, Meg Donnelly, and Mila Manheim, and how appreciative they were of the Zombies franchise, and they have done everything in their power to secure the future of the Zombies franchise. And I think that gives us more reason than ever before to be excited about the Zombies franchise and how far we have yet to go with it, because we are on an incredible journey, one that will never ever be forgotten. You know, earlier this afternoon I turned on my Christmas tree. I love to have my Christmas tree turned on all evening because of how beautiful the lights are. There's just something about this time of year. And there have been an argument presented about how Descendants of Zombies characters really have no place in Christmas. And I was thinking to myself, you know, people must be crazy to go as far as to say that Descendants of Zombies characters really have no place in Christmas, because they have forever belonged in Christmas and held a special place in each and every one of our hearts. No matter if you think back to the original cast and how much of an impact they had on Christmas and Halloween and how enjoyable they made the festive times of the year, and how Disney really took advantage of this because they really put the Descendants and Zombie stars on display because they were forever a part of Christmas, and I believe they've forever and always held a very special place in our hearts. So I will forever argue with every critic on YouTube that say Descendants of Zombies characters have no place in Christmas, because when you think about festive times of the year like Halloween and Halloween Fest and the Disney holiday celebrations that happen every year at Disney parks, I think forever and always that argument will be presented that Descendants of Zombies has forever and always held a special place in our hearts because of festive times of year like Christmas. I mean, hey, if Jack Skellington has a place in Christmas, so too do your favorite Descendants of Zombies stars. And if I was the president of Disney, I would go above and beyond the requirements of the Disney president to make sure that your favorite Descendants of Zombies stars forever and always secured a place within Christmas, because I think they've forever and always been appreciative of these moments, because they too know and they too realize that these moments are meant to only ever happen once for every lifetime. So because moments like these are only ever meant to happen once for every lifetime, I think these moments deserve to be celebrated and they deserve to be commemorated, because 20 years from now we're going to think back on how we were fans of Descendants of Zombies, how we met so many wonderful people because of Descendants of Zombies, and how this show really allowed me to reach out and touch everybody's hearts. You know, in some way or some fashion, I've been able to touch so many millions of hearts for every video I've ever uploaded, because I've taken more of a chance on Freya Skye than anybody else ever did. And I say this because I realize how much of an impact she's had on each and every one of your hearts, how much of an inspiration she was to each and every one of you, and how you felt as if you were part of something special because of Freya Skye. I will be honest with each and every one of you. I love this British accent that Freya Skye brings to every interview for every bit of PR she's done for zombies or she's done for herself as an artist, because it really reintroduces us to the person that Freya Skye is, for her passion for board games and baking and video games, and just how she's had a love for life. Because that's something that's truly undeniable for Freya, and I wish more celebrities would kind of learn from Freya, from her social posts, because I remember years ago when not too many celebrities would keep us in this informative loop of what was happening around them and their lives. But I think Freya Skye is just so excited to share with you her experiences. I remember when she was attending Halloween Fest earlier this October, and she was so excited to share with you her selection for a Halloween costume. Of course, it was Tinkerbell, and then she was so excited, she goes from there to being so excited to perform at the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball, which goes from December 2nd right up until Christmas Eve, I do believe. And I remember seeing the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball from years prior without Freya Skye's contributions and how beautiful it was. And I think Freya Skye being involved with the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball this year makes the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball that much more beautiful. I've taken the opportunity to see so many photos that have been shot from the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball that have been posted on social media websites, and everybody's just so crazy about the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball because of the list of names that have the chance of performing on it. So many wonderful people have contributed to the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball over the years, and I think forever and always Freya Skye has a legacy that she's going to solidify because of having opportunities to perform at the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball. I, for one, would have loved to have been the announcer at the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball or at the Worlds Collide Tour, because you guys really have forever and always held a special place in my heart. You have secured a special place in my heart, and I just said, no matter where I go from here or whatever becomes of me, I will never forget having the chance to meet so many wonderful fans who have drawn inspiration from Descendants of Zombies. That's something that a YouTube creator really has to think about each time he or she records a video with their thoughts in it on Descendants of Zombies, is how much of a significant impact each and every one of you have had on their lives, because each and every one of you give them subscribers, give them more views than ever before. Because to be honest with each and every one of you, I was talking about a lot of different niches, and I had fallen into a lot of different niches over the years, over the last at least 25 years, because for those of you who haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel for a very long time, must feel like forever. You guys know that I've been on YouTube for a very long time, over 25 years, but I don't think anything has ever had such a significant impact on my life quite like Descendants of Zombies, because this really was a chance for me to become reintroduced to a whole new generation of Disney fans, unlike anything that I've ever experienced in my lifetime, because I experienced the fans of Hannah Montana, High School Musical, Phineas and Ferb, Tangled, and what have you, even Kim Possible and Raven's Home and Recess. But I've never seen a fan base so dedicated to who and what they love. You guys undeniably love Freya Skye, and you just love being a part of whatever you have the chance to be a part of because of Freya Skye. And she too feels the same way about each and every one of you, because she really puts her heart into every music video she's ever had the chance to record and produce, every performance she's ever had the opportunity to give, and that was more evident than ever before at the Worlds Collide Tour. So I think if ever a chance should have been presented to any of your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, it should have been because of the Worlds Collide Tour, and it had everything you do with heart and dedication. So I think a 5-star review is really needed to be put out there for people like Freya. More of a chance deserves to be taken on Freya, and I'm just excited to be here for that foreseeable future to profile it in the ways that it's forever and always been meant to be profiled, because there's so much of a chance for these Disney live-action princesses to be given a chance to Freya to play one of these live-action princesses, because if ever the argument is presented for a live-action princess to be created, I mean, the conversation can forever choose to revolve around somebody like Taylor Swift, which I've very quickly grown tired of, because I think that more opportunities need to be given to people like Ruby and Kylie and Freya, because they've always felt very passionate about having the opportunity to portray these characters in these live actions, like Mulan and Ariel for The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, of course, when it comes to Belle, and now Tangled for Rapunzel. And I think if you give them more creative freedom, more beauty can be showcased for them, and more of a chance can be given to them than ever before, because playing a character like Bridget or a character like Red for Descendants is one way of looking at the career of Kylie Contrell. But I think an expansion could happen for people like Kylie Contrell and Ruby Rose Turner, and more of a chance could be taken on them if ever the opportunity arose for them to play a live-action princess because of what they could offer to a live-action franchise like Tangled, because forever the conversations have been about Taylor Swift. The conversations have been about Ariana Grande, and of course about Sabrina Carpenter, because of 1 billion streams haven't been seen on Spotify for Ariana Grande. I think something like 10 billion streams or something was recorded for Ariana Grande a couple of days ago. And that was truly unprecedented. That was unlike anything I'd ever had the chance to actually review. Because I never ever thought that Ariana Grande would get 1 billion streams. I knew she was going to become one of the greatest of all time, but never because of having 1 billion streams having been recorded. I think the same conversations happen about the same 3 or 4 celebrities all the time. So as a result, the spotlight is kind of reserved for them. And the spotlight is never given to people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner and even Freya Skye enough. Because if the spotlight was given to Freya more times than ever given credit for, I think more of a chance would be given to her, more people would fall in love with her music, because you can't deny that you love that single silent treatment. I think everybody found time in relating to that single silent treatment because of some situation and or circumstance they may have found themselves caught up within, that they could never make sense of, that they could never find time and appreciating enough. But I think you found time in appreciating what was going on around you more because of the silent treatment single, because of how you could relate to it. And that was so beautiful about the single, because it was a very different sound coming from Freya. It was a very different melody with very different lyrics we had never seen or heard from Freya ever before. And I think it significantly impacted everybody's life because everybody could relate to this single more than ever before. And I just want you guys to know that if you're going through something similar like Freya may have experienced because of this single silent treatment ever since it was first dropped, I just want you to know that everybody who listens to this song, who draws inspiration from this song, is a beautiful person. Because you see, I've never had to know you to know if you're a great person or not. I just know, and I feel very confident in knowing that everybody who watches these videos are great people. And everybody draws inspiration from these Descendants of Zombie stars in so many emphatic ways, regardless if you're a fan of Ruby or Kylie or Freya. Whoever you are a fan of, whoever is your favorite Descendants of Zombies character, you have a reason for being here. And I thank each and every one of you for being here and seeing the good in every video that I've ever had the honor of uploading. Because it is such an honor for me and such a privilege to sit in front of this microphone, turn on this camera every single night, and share with you my thoughts on characters like Freya Skye's character Nova, Ruby Rose Turner's character Bridget, who I thought was a beautiful character for the Descendants franchise, even though her time with this franchise was very short-lived, and I've been led to believe more than ever before. I have become convinced that Freya Skye's characters Nova and Ruby Rose Turner's characters Bridget have more of a story to be told than ever before, and that because of that, I think that more of a chance needs to be taken on these characters than ever before, and more people should become believers in the stories behind Descendants of Zombies. And I think more people have felt more passionate about that because they too realize that. I just wish more creative videos were being uploaded about Descendants of Zombies. Along with that, more of a chance was being taken on. Because when we talk about people like Freya Skye, I think more of a chance is yours to be taken on her than perhaps ever before. You take a look at all these performances we have previously seen from the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball. There was so much heart from Freya. And something I got from all these interviews that Freya was doing to promote the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball was that she was so excited to have the chance to go home to spend the holidays with her family. Now, many of you who have been subscribed to this YouTube channel may know that I don't have very much family left. My mom passed away when I was just 19 years old from cancer, and my dad passed away a few years prior to that. So I've been left with just the chance to meet each and every one of you and spend the holidays around each and every one of you who have been inspired by Descendants of Zombies, who have found my videos and have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And you know something? That is the greatest honor of my life, when you can spend the holidays with your friends who love your videos so much, and you know that each and every video that you've ever had the chance to upload inspires so many wonderful people. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much if you've been with me from the very beginning, because it means so much to me to know that I've had the honor of recording so many wonderful videos that you've drawn inspiration from because of Descendants of Zombies, because we still have a long way to go. That's the reality of it. We still have a long way to go, and we still have so many unanswered questions that feel as if they've forever remained unanswered, having everything to do with Descendants of Zombies. My heart goes out to each and every one of you who want to know when Zombies 5 is going to happen, who wants to know what the release window is suggesting for Descendants 5 Book Wonderland, because we still have a long way to go, and we still have so many unanswered questions in relation to these characters, and so much of a story yet to be told. And to be honest with each and every one of you, I'm really excited to see what this story is going to detail, because there are so many opportunities to create new chapters and new opportunities for these characters to experience in and share in together. Because we've all had a moment that we we feel inspired because of from Descendants and Zombies, regardless if it was that very first moment that Zed and Addison met each other, or Red and Chloe became friends, or Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson put their friendship on display for the very first time ever. I've loved having the chance to share in these moments with each and every one of you, and to have had the opportunity to have recorded so many wonderful videos drawing inspiration from Descendants and Zombies, because you guys have become familiarized with me. You guys know what I'm all about, because with me, what you see is what you get. And I've had so many wonderful opportunities on beautiful nights like these to share with you my thoughts on Descendants and Zombies, which is an opportunity I think that we should take more of a chance on. And I think we should take more of a chance on these stars in relation to everything we've taken a chance on previously, because we still have a long way to go when it comes to Freya, Skye, when it comes to Malachi Burton, whose friendship is absolutely fantastic and really something that we've marveled in from the very beginning, ever since we were first introduced to them, because of this reoccurring dream they met each other because of. And I think we've taken full advantage of that, and we've really seized an opportunity. And I think that things like the world tour for Freya, Skye, where she's going to be promoting singles like Silent Treatment and Gold's Gone, is a fabulous opportunity for her to really seize, and one that I'm really excited to be a part of because of each and every one of you. So wherever you're watching this video and wherever you hear my voice from, thank you guys so much for having joined me. We will do this all over again tomorrow morning bright and early, where we'll discuss everything related to Descendants of Zombies. And I've just had so much fun recording so many wonderful videos, because I know there's so much of an inspiration to so many wonderful people. Thank you so much for having joined me. Thank you so much for allowing me to have come into your life and to really been a part of it as your voice of Descendants of Zombies, because I know so many people love these videos. So if you get a moment, please hit my like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel before you go. This is a wonderful opportunity, which I wish more YouTube creators would really seize the opportunity to take full advantage of, because we still have a long way to go and so much more of a story to be a part of when it comes to people like Freya, Skye, because this is a future that I'm really excited to be a part of and join with all of you in on. Thank you so much for having watched this video. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody. We still have a long way to go and so much more to believe in when it comes to Descendants and Zombies, because it's a future that I'm really excited to join in with all of you on and to be a part of, because this is something that is really going to be special, because it's history when it comes to Descendants and Zombies, in history that we are all undeniably going to be a part of for a very long time. Thank you so much for having watched this video.